Hi guys, I'm here as promised, 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. It is March 31st. We are starting to quilt the Starling Quilt today. I have it loaded in my mid-arm machine here. But we'll wait and give a minute for everybody to come on. I don't know if I'll be able to see who's on. I'm doing this on my phone, so because I need kind of hands-free and not be able to. For those of you following along as I cross stitch, you will see that I got this center quilt done early this morning, and I have moved into the third quilt on this clothesline at the bottom of this cross stitch, so I'm kind of excited about that. Hi Trish. So again, I got this one done early this morning. I moved on to the third one, but we've been busy today and I have not had a chance to get back to that. My treadmill was not working well, so we've kind of been working on that and some other things. Thanks, Trish. I've gotten lots of compliments on it today. I'm not sure why. I have it down, probably. That's probably why. People that know me, hi Alex. Know that my hair is usually up in a ponytail, so that's kind of where we're at, but not today. So I've got the Starling Quilt all loaded in my machine here, and every time I sit down at this machine, it kind of brings back memories for me because it was on my birthday. I want to say 3 years ago. We were in Montana visiting my daughter, son-in-law, and our grandbaby, Evelyn. And we decided to purchase this machine that I'm on online and have it delivered, and it would be delivered shortly after we had gotten home. So we did that. I had quilted quilts before that on my regular domestic machine, which is fine. They work fine, and knew that I wanted to do a lot more of it, but I knew I didn't want to do a lot more of it on that small machine. So this machine has actually had most of my quilting. A lot of my customer quilts were done on this machine, and it wasn't until I had orders coming in and felt like I need to get things done a little faster that we got the long arm that's downstairs. So I don't quilt on this machine as much anymore. I will say that it's mainly, I piece a lot on it, and I use it an awful lot, and I cleaned a nickel size, like a bouncy ball size of fuzz out of it before I went in here. You can come on in. Courtney's bringing me tea. Thank you. So now we have cinnamon tea, so we have everything we need to quilt, right? Because we can't do anything without cinnamon tea.
No. I thought it was almost 2 o'clock. I'm like, oh, Mom needs her cinnamon tea.
Yeah. So we're going to start quilting this puppy today. I did clean my machine. I guess if I quilt up here, I always tend to clean the machine. Hi, Marion, thanks. I guess everybody's liking the hair today.
Everyone loves the hair today.
I know.
So many people.
That's what I said. We went to church today, and I got compliments at church. And these are people that have known me for a good long time, so... You know, it kind of reminds me of the 70s hair, and I said that to Courtney, and she was like, nah. But it does. Oh, the sun's peeking out. Sorry, that's like a momentous occasion in New York these days. Anyway, I cleaned my machine. I took the opportunity to take a little paintbrush. I am wearing makeup, Jackie. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. So anyway, what was I saying?
Sun was peeking out, so you got distracted from something.
Oh, sun was peeking out, so that's like a momentous occasion. In New York, we've got the very, hi Court. We just showed up here. The bipolar weather thing going right now, so we were near 70 degrees yesterday. Yeah. If you could see Courtney's face, it's priceless. We went down into the 20s overnight and had wet snow this morning. It's been snowing on and off all day. We're all disgusted with it, and we would just like spring to be here already. This is ridiculous. ridiculous.
The fact that I had to go out today and buy a sweater.
Yes.
At the end of March.
Yes. Courtney went out and bought a sweater today. We went clothes shopping. I had no luck. She bought
I bought
things.
2 sweaters.
2 sweaters, I guess.
2 sweaters.
So, anyway, I'm dunking my tea. So anyway, I took the opportunity to clean my machine down in the bobbin case with the paintbrush down in the bobbin case. Took all of the fuzz out of there. It's important that you do that. Somebody told me a long time ago not to use the compressed air cans because all it does is blow the fuzz into the machine guts instead of taking it out. So I use a paintbrush with just a small artist paintbrush. You can get them at Walmart for that matter. Any big box store has them. You sweep out kind of all the fuzz. I changed the needle, put a brand new needle in here. I am using Glide thread. Glide is not very expensive, so for this spool, I think it's like $3.98 or something like that. It's not very expensive. It's a strong, I believe it's polyester thread. I have to put my reading glasses on. Whoop, I just dropped my thread. No. Okay, so let me wind my thread back up. I think it's a polyester. Some people are cotton purists. I have to tell you, I don't care as long as it quilts. This is Glide thread. The color is bone, and it says 100% polyester, so I was right. I don't care as long as it quilts. Some people are thread purists, fabric purists. I'm neither. I will piece a quilt out of any fabric that's decent enough to sew together, and I will quilt a quilt out of thread that's not so old and brittle that it breaks apart all the time. I actually have issues with my long arm machine with some of the all cotton brands and it breaking all the time. And I think in quilting, probably more than sewing, I really don't want it to break all the time. I want it to be able to be one continuous thread as often as I can. So I try to break thread as little as possible. And the only time I really do intentionally break thread is if I'm changing colors on a quilt. So I'll go through and quilt all the white areas first and then change and go to do all the dark areas, but I don't like it to break unless I want it broken, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I tend to use polyester or polyester blend threads, and that's what I have loaded in the machine. I have my presser feet lowered, or my feed dogs lowered. The tension on my presser foot is also lowered. I have my generic quilting foot on the machine, and I'm just going to pull up the bobbin thread here. And I've shown everybody all of this before, but if you need review on all of those items, I have a YouTube channel. So you go to YouTube and YouTube and search Little Farm Quilts, and you will find me there. The video that we did Friday night from the basement is now uploaded onto the YouTube channel. And that I talk about Maynia an awful lot and what I'm going to do for Maynia. And I'm still working out the details for all of that, but if you want to know about that, check out YouTube. And then this live here will go up on YouTube as soon as we're done. We will upload it and get it up for everybody to see on YouTube. So the goal here is to get more followers and more people into doing stuff. And I'm just going to go ahead and quilt away. I'm starting in the center of the Starling Quilt. I don't know, now that you're in here, do you want to be kind of a cameraman?
Sure.
Can we switch the angle? We can.
Can we?
Yep, there's a camera right here with a circle arrow.
Whoa.
So hold on, let me get this camera off of here and we'll turn it. And we'll give you a view outside right now, right there.
The sun went away.
And then we'll give the camera to Courtney. So I've got my bottom thread pulled up, and I'm in the center of the Starling quilt because it's the big white square. So those of you that have put this quilt together, I guess you could pan out and see some of mine.
Da, da, da.
Yep, and then down here I put a two kind of tie-dye fabrics together, and then over here is a pink and a purple. So here we are, we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to start slow at first because I have not quilted on this machine in a little while. And I want to get these threads out of the way. So right there, and I'm going to pull these threads out of the way. Because if you stitch over them, they tend to get kind of stuck. I thought I'd do kind of a leaf meander in this square, so... This is the one thing about the sit-down machine that I don't have to deal with much on the long arm, is those threads being in my way. And the drag, I don't miss that part either, I guess. But I'm just going to keep going. I guess the good thing about the big white square is that you can pretty much do anything you want here. This is a good place to practice. And remember, as long as it's all filled in, nobody's going to care. So you notice I'm not paying much attention to my leaves other than they're leaf shaped. They're all different sizes. And if I have to get out of the spot, I'm just gonna do something else to get me out of there. Some are gonna have 2 and some are gonna have 3. Some of them, you can even get fancy. My foot keeps slipping, can you tell? And then I just come off the top. Area in here that I left kind of open, not intentionally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little leaf right here, and then I'm just going to echo. It won't matter. Nobody's going to care. And nobody's going to critique quilting. They're going to be like, oh wow, she did something I won't dare to do. So they don't care. But you see how I filled in this leaf here with a little wishbone? Can you see that? You can fill in the center of some of your leaves if you want. And again, I just echo around to get where I need to go. And you see as you back away, so the danger when you're quilting like this is you're going to critique everything that you're putting on here. The problem with that is that nobody is going to look at this quilt as close as you're looking at it at the sewing machine. Nobody. And once you wash it, the fabric's going to shrink a little bit and the quilting design is not going to be as prominent anyway. But if you stand back and look at this from like I was worried about coming and do sit-down quilting, but I think that looks pretty darn good.
You're doing good.
I really don't sit down quilt a whole lot anymore. I load up projects on my long arm and do them back to back. So I was kind of worried about doing this today. I don't practice on this machine a whole lot, but it's looking pretty good, I think, if I do say so myself. But I gave up perfection a long time ago. If you were a perfectionist, you need to get over that kind of quilt. So I just put in a couple what I call serpentine lines to echo the one side of that leaf to get me moving down this area to get me where I want to go. And then back over here. And as you can tell, I have no plan. I'm just kind of doing, I have kind of a general idea of what I'm going to do in some of the other areas of this quilt. But there is this big white square, and in the corners, there's the big gray squares. And I picked kind of a very light gray thread so it would blend in on the white, and it should blend in pretty well on the gray as well. So what I haven't done yet is look at the back. So we're going to cross our fingers that everything on the back looks good. And it does. Look at that. So what I'm looking for on the back is loops, loose thread, anything that would tell me that there's a tension issue. And actually, if you take a fingernail and run it along the stitch line, it shouldn't click, 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 click. If it click, 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 clicks, it means your tension's not right. And one of the threads is either coming too far down or the other one's going too far up. I know my machines pretty well, so I wasn't too worried about this. But when you're just starting, what you're going to want to do before you go to your project is do like a practice sample like we've done in the past. I can pretty much tell by sound if the machine is doing what I want it to do. But I spend many hours on these machines. I'm just going to echo around in here a little bit because I have some odd spaces. The long swing leaf. I did a couple videos on drawing your quilt designs, and there's reason for that. If you draw your designs out, you get your brain very used to doing this, and so when things happen that you didn't quite expect, you can get out of it pretty easily. Because you also run into that on your paper, and the thing is, I'm trying to see where I'm going. You shouldn't be erasing lines when you practice, is where I was going with that. So on your paper, even if you're doing it in pencil, you don't want to erase lines. You want to try to figure out, leave your pencil right where it is, and figure out where you're going from there. And I think if you're gonna, watch videos on quilting, I think that's great, and I appreciate you watching and all, and I encourage you to try this if you're a quilter that doesn't currently quilt their own items. But don't try to make your leaves look like my leaves. Make them look like your leaves. Your leaves are going to look different than my leaves. Sorry, taking a drink of my tea. So we're going to put a big one in because I feel like I want another one in with wishbones. I like wishbones. They're like one of my favorite things to do. And you can tell because you'll see them in almost everything I quilt. And see, now I'm just going to take a line right out to the points because that looks like the spine of the leaf. And I'm using here the stitch in the ditch to travel down to where I need to be. And actually what we're going to do is turn this around. There's a reason I start in the middle of the quilt. I start in the middle because there's never any other place harder to quilt than the middle, because that's where you've got most of the quilt in the machine.
Jackie really likes those fabrics.
You like the bright color? Well, you picked out the Drunkard's Path one, so I'm not surprised you like that. You like the bright colors.
I like the bright colors.
So a lot of quilters, you just saw me snip threads. I don't know if you saw that on camera. A lot of quilters bury their threads. I don't bother. I snip them. I've never buried threads. I will never bury threads.
Valerie Broaddus is watching.
Hi, Val. She's got a new baby.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, Jackie's like, haha, I picked the Drunkard's Path?
That's what it's called. I'll show you in just...
That seems to be a life theme.
So the one Jackie picked for me to make, let me just pause here just a second. I put it in my Maynia so it'll get started.
Yeah, we got the bright colors over there.
Maynia. So it's called Color Block Solids Quilt. I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to show this is the whole quilt.
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you. The quilt itself is called Color Block. However, there's a block in here that's used in the kind of block it is. And I'm just going to show you. Hopefully you can see it. Zero in on those two. See the curve? So if you Google Drunkard's Path, that's the block that's in Drunkard's Path. And what they do is they take that block and they switch them so the path is going
all over the place.
All over the place, which is how it has named Drunkard's Path. But yeah, you picked the Drunkard's Path quilt. But that, Jackie, will get started during Maynia, so I am not doing anything on that quilt but cutting until May 1st, and then sometime in May I will start the sewing on that quilt.
Did you know you could bring your followers on camera?
Yes, I knew that was a new feature. Are you bringing somebody on camera?
No, we should just do that randomly with one time.
Jackie, are you showered?
Jackie, how you looking? She says, oh my goodness, this is the perfect picture of how my ADD brain works.
What is the
okay. And then she's screaming no about bringing her on camera. Which, I mean, I think that's a cue to bring her on camera. We won't do it today, but you are forewarned. Forewarned.
Okay, so I'm going to echo to get back here at the bottom. I have to go in. And see, and that's all you need to do. It is that simple to get back to where you need to be. I don't think Jackie likes it when you're on camera. Judy.
Because I heckle her right back.
Okay, so when you're quilting, I had my hands way down here. They really need to be up here. Just saying. You'll never have more control than when you have your hands right on the left side of the needle. Left and right side, I should say. It's amazing what a new needle does.
Jackie's asking when I'm going to go out and see her. Well, I'll be back in Tahoe May 22nd. And then hopefully we'll be able to kind of go on a bit of a road trip to go see you. That would be nice.
So here again, I just used Stitch in the Ditch to travel up. Okay, so I need to turn this quilt again. So when you turn the quilt in the machine, you want to make sure to put the presser foot back down. I have had times when I have not put the presser foot back down. It's a bad idea. Because the lower tension is totally off at that point, which means on the bottom of the quilt you have all these loop-de-loops, and you'll be ripping out stitching because there's really no other way to fix that.
No.
Which I have a lot of quilt here. You can tell I'm used to the long arm because I don't have to deal with that.
Optimus.
Yeah, this is Bumblebee. Optimus is downstairs.
We need to get like stickers for them.
Uncle Chris can make us some. I just
Oh,
have
is he
to
gonna
give
make
the
them stickers?
sizes, like where they fit, like Bumblebee across here.
And then we can get little bees that just like all around it.
Yeah. Yeah, he told me that the other day. All I need to do is get him sizes and he can get me labels for my machine.
Yeah. And you could do Optimus in like the Transformers type, where it has like all the metal gearage and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We're gonna do that, and then that's a trademark, so we can't really sell those things. You know what I mean?
No, right.
But see, and all I did was fill in with a loop-de-loop, and
Ooh, you're almost done.
you don't know it. Look at how nice that looks. I'm actually kind of proud of myself.
Did you not think you were going to be?
Well, I thought that it
You thought you were gonna be rough after being with a long arm.
I'm on the long arm a lot, and the long arm is totally different. I mean, I'm standing. I'm not moving the quilt. I'm moving the machine. It glides like nobody's business.
I think though, starting with sit down, because you quilted a really big quilt on a sit down.
I did. I quilted Katie's quilt.
You quilted Katie's quilt. You also did
on a regular sewing machine. Not even this one, on a regular one.
And then you did the white and red one on a sit down. So it already
sit-down.
set you up for like, I can do a small quilt.
The white and red one was on this one. That was the first one I did on.
That was the first one Dad helped you with.
Yeah. And I did the one that's on your bed on this one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought you did that one long arm.
No. I did. The only mystery quilt that I've done on the long arm is on Ringo Lake.
Oh, Ringo Lake. And then you have Good Fortune you
Good
can do on
Fortune
there.
is down there now, yep.
That'll be the second, baby.
But I have a quilt on order that I need to finish first. So the quilt on order will go on next.
Is this a good shoulder workout? It looks
It's
almost
not
like
very
it.
heavy. I mean, it would be different, I think, if I was pushing it a lot of weight. I think it was when I did Katie's. That was a large quilt.
Jackie says you should do pillow covers for your Etsy shop.
You're
It sounds
right,
like Jackie
I
wants
should.
pillow cover.
You should. And, you know, Jackie, I do have a plan for that, but it's not going to be the pillow covers you want. Because you like the one that's in my living room. She likes the paper piece ones.
Yeah.
I actually plan, okay, so kind of a spoiler alert. So the quilting that you see on here, there's these large spaces in the center of the leaves. I plan on making pillow covers layering probably 2 to 3 fabrics, quilting, and then cutting out however many layers I want to show what fabrics.
Weren't you going to do that with bags too?
I was going to do that with bags too. And the thing about that would be cool is I can set up, panels, and I can quilt them either here or on the long arm, and then I can sit in front of the TV and just cut away with nice sharp scissors to have it exposed, and it'll be kind of shaggy, bohemian chic looking, because under here might be like what I got downstairs now. It has the top layers like white with big darker white polka dots. Do you know what I mean? And underneath there is like a bright red floral, and then underneath that would be like a pink.
Jackie loves this idea.
Okay.
So
that's the idea.
That's what Jackie's looking for.
That's the idea I have for right now, and I just have to make time for it.
Time.
The full-time work gig really gets in the way, I gotta say. I'm working a 40-hour, 50-hour week.
It's rough.
Well, it's rough when we talk about building this part of it, because I really enjoy this part of it, but this takes a lot of my off time.
But that's why Maynia's gonna help you out.
That's the whole thing with Maynia, because I had lost my sewing mojo, because it just becomes overwhelming. I mean, you come home from work and there's all these things that you need to do, or you should be working on, and you're really tired. And,
feeding your soul.
Yes. And so you get in this rut. Well, I got in this rut, and then I heard about Maynia from Kimberly Jolly on FlossTube. And I know she irritates you. I like watching her.
I'm sorry if you're watching this.
Yeah. It irritated me for a long time, too. But then you just feel the passion in her voice, and her passion for giving back, and her passion for people being nice and good to each other. And it's not just about the quilting or the stitching or whatever. She just wants everybody to be good people. And so she introduced me to Stitch Maynia. So then that led me to search out the Desperate Housewives of Cross Stitch, which I guess started this whole thing. So if you're out there, I'm now watching you. And then I've been watching Kia B as well, because she's also doing Maynia, and then she gave me the idea of maybe mixing it up with both the cross stitch, which I really love, and the quilting, which I also really love. So now I've got to have 31 projects together, because the thing with Maynia is you have a new start every day.
Yeah.
And so then Courtney and I were talking earlier today, like in the quilting bin, I have 2 very large quilt kits in there. So for those 2 kits, we've decided to do all the cutting beforehand.
Yeah.
And so when their day comes on Maynia, it'll be pure sewing.
Yeah, so that drunkard's path has a lot of intricate cutting.
Yes.
So it would take a long time in the time of Maynia to actually get it all cut out.
Yeah,
so it'd be much more useful over time.
Actually, Courtney should probably be on camera too. We should be probably side by side talking about us.
I don't quilt though, so
no. But these are the plans. You're going to learn how to cross stitch though.
I am.
That we're going to teach her this afternoon how to cross stitch. So
seems pretty simple, so I think I can learn that pretty quick.
Do that too. And then we could both be on camera together.
And I've been watching you cross stitch for like years.
Right. So these are all the things that we have going. So right now my focus is feeding my soul every day. So things like this, teaching, and getting Maynia projects ready. 31 of them. I have 6 more cross-stitch projects patterns coming in the mail tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh.
Those ones I have not picked up the floss for, but Courtney can pan over. I picked up the floss for all the other projects and sorted
is it all these?
In the bin.
Oh my goodness.
So those are all the flosses for all of my cross stitches.
What?
Yeah, that I have for
It just looks like a bunch of white tabs, but there's the string.
Yeah. It's all different color strings in there. And then, so I spent a good part of the day yesterday sorting through and getting that all ready, knowing that I have 6 more patterns coming. I 3 of them I've already bought the floss for, and they're in there, but 3 of them I have not. Which is kind of a shame because Joann's had floss on sale for 40 cents a skein this weekend.
Ooh. Although they ran mine up as 56.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. I thought maybe it had ended. Maybe it was just yesterday. That would be sad. But I mean, still, it's just like 56 cents. It cost me like $12 to get everything I needed for a cross stitch, so it's not that bad.
So those of you that were watching on Friday night, I showed the mandala giraffe. That's the one Courtney's chosen.
Heck yeah!
So we're gonna get her going on that this afternoon.
The most intricate of them all.
No, it's actually not, but close.
Close.
All right, I'm gonna finish quilting.
Go for it.
Then we can talk.
Jackie says shabby chic is very popular there, so those cut out pillow covers or bags or whatever we make them into would be awesome.
Yeah.
And then she's loving all of your ideas for Maynia.
I think I needed to just get something that I could focus on again. I think when you have a lot of quilts on order or you have projects that have to be done because people are paying for them, it's a lot easier to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you are in a season where you're not getting so many orders, that maybe it's a little harder to do that. What am I doing here?
I think you could fit a leaf in there, can't you? Like a baby one?
Good idea. And then I'm going to echo back way about it. Okay. I'll put a little swirl here.
There you go. Baby leaf, baby swirl, and we good. I think when you get to the corner of a space, it's like the hardest because
It is.
then you have to figure out how to like get into the corner but not get stuck.
That was kind of a weird leaf shape. Everybody will know the difference. See now in here, I'm just going to echo. So I'm going to do some just weird, just kind of organic shapes. And then here. And
You
then
get it
we're
going.
done.
Yeah, nice.
Just gonna come back to the corner just because then I can do this and finish that off. There we go.
Oh, darn.
That's the center of the quilt.
Whee.
So that's as much of that as I'm doing today. Every Sunday we will get together. Sunday's the day to work on this. And then I'll free motion quilt some more. We are live on Tuesdays, which I haven't put it in my planner yet because I gotta sit down with my planner and do all this now because I want my list going because that's just how I roll. Tuesdays is going to be prep for Maynia night, and I'm going to go live and I'm going to be prepping whatever it is I need to prep. So the cross stitches all need 8 cloth to go with them that's been cut to size, edges taped with masking tape to keep them from fraying, and put in the bag. Some of the quilts, as I said, I got 2 quilt kits that will need to be cut. I'm going to take a look at some of the others. If they have intricate cutting, those are going to be pre-cut as well, so that when we hit Maynia, it's pure sew time, or maybe some cut and sew time, but not all cutting, because a lot of these quilts could easily be hours of cutting, so I don't want that to be part of Maynia. I also have more cross-stitch patterns coming that will have to be prepped for Maynia, so Tuesdays are going to be Maynia prep. Maynia prep. Fridays, I'm going to try to come on every Friday. If I can't do it Friday for whatever reason, maybe hubby and I plan a date night, we will do it Thursday night. And
usually post though before.
I usually post before, so I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
And but that'll be something fun. Like Friday we did it from the long arm. Maybe Friday you and I will be sitting next to each other and we'll be cross stitching or something.
Ooh.
Do something fun. And then Sundays is working on Starling Quilt and talking about anything that's upcoming. So point everybody to the YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search a Little Farm Quilts. I should pop right up. I have an Etsy shop as well, so go to Etsy, search for a Little Farm Quilts. I put the links for both of those in my post earlier today about coming live this afternoon. So you could find that post and on our page and click on them. Any questions, post them. I love to hear questions. People are wondering how I'm going to get everything done. I'll let you know. It's all going to work out. But I have a plan in my head, and I have a planner, and I'm going to sit down and work out the plan and structure some time. And that way I'm forced into carving out time for me, which I thought would be easier as the kids got older, but turns out it's not. It's still the same issue, same problem, and things getting in the way. I have a new project coming. I posted pictures of the fabrics earlier today and asked you what you think they're for. So put your guesses in the comment box, and I'll let you know. Maybe one of the lives this week, maybe we'll talk about it. Okay? Everybody have a great day. See ya. Bye.